There was a controversial match finish on WWE SmackDown. The first person being inducted into the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame has been announced and is a major name set to debut in AEW. Stay tuned for all the deets. So, heading into this week's SmackDown, we knew there was going to be a bit of a barn burner on the card. A bit of a barn burner on our hands in the form of the five-way, I guess, scramble time. How do you describe a five-man match?
Bonkers is how I describe it. It was really bloody wild. Good. Some cool spots. Very good match. But
this was all to kind of determine the number one contender for Gunther's IC Championship at WrestleMania. Now, the match featured Drew taking on Sheamus, taking on Xavier Woods, taking on LA Knight, taking on Karrion Kross. And it had a match finish that WWE has described as controversial, but it was still very out of left field. Yeah. I think given that we're sort of trying to build to this and find the number one contender, we had a double pin.
Oh, what? Yeah. So there were two referees out there because there are so many men that how can they control all the action with just one? So there are two referees out there. And then to finish, Drew hit a Claymore on LA Knight after Sheamus hit a bro kick on Xavier Woods coming from the top rope. They both make the pinfall at the same time. One referee's there, 1, 2, 3. The other referee's there, 1, 2, 3. And I don't know what happens now, Sam.
No, well, Imperium were on the stage, just as confused as everybody else. But after the match, Gunther went to press Adam Pearce into sorting the situation out because it was like, I said challenger, not challengers. And now it's kind of looking like next week we're going to have Drew versus Sheamus to determine the true number one contender because, of course, there can be only one.
After which, after the match, the fans relentlessly chanting, triple threat, triple threat, triple. So it'll be a schmoz next week. It'll be another controversial finish to the match. As I guess, maybe there's like an inside cradle or something. Both men's shoulders are down.
Maybe, yeah.
It's not going to be a decisive win for either man next week. We're going to get the triple threat, and it has the potential to be one of the best, maybe even the best match at WrestleMania, in ring-wise. Seriously.
I think, we've got plenty of time still, 3 weeks now? We've got enough time for Sheamus or Drew to keep coming out, playing back footage 90s style, going, look, my shoulders weren't down. So I think, it's been rumoured for a long time that this was always going to be a triple threat. So fingers crossed, because I'd be very keen to see it as a triple threat. I mean, it'll still be a good match if it's just a singles, but I'd be buzzing for it to be triple threat.
No, because I think if it's just a singles, then one man, and both Drew and Sheamus tremendously over, one man is left out doing next to nothing at WrestleMania, maybe in a Battle Royal on SmackDown the time before. It's going to be a triple threat. It's just how they get there that's going to be really interesting. I wasn't sold on the triple threat at first. I wanted to see just Sheamus have one more go at it with Gunther. Actually, the story that they've told has got me properly into it. I'm really looking forward to the triple threat.
Well, looking toward WrestleMania, of course, a massive part of WrestleMania weekend is always the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, there's been a lot of rumor, a lot of speculation. Yesterday, we were sitting here talking about Mick Foley apparently getting a little ring from somebody wanting Mick to induct them, into the Hall of Fame. But last night, we had the first inductee announced. So it was confirmed that Rey Mysterio will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and they had a sizzle reel set to a remix of Metallica's Wherever I May Roam. Plenty of talking heads bigging up Rey. People like Batista, people like Cena, people like Kofi, just really kind of... what more can you say about Rey, really? It's just...
He's the biggest little man.
Yeah, the biggest little man of all time. They even showed a clip of him in his Silver Surfer.
Oh, yeah, it's cool, though, isn't it?
Rey then came out to address the audience after this, was obviously met to a hero's welcome, but was cut off by Dominic and Judgment Day. And then Dominic called his dad washed up, said he was an old man, said his induction was pathetic, called him out for missing him growing up to do all of these things to go get into the Hall of Fame, and then said he was ashamed to be Rey's son.
Well, he's not. He's Eddie's son.
You can tell by the hair, right? But, perhaps this is on time. Perhaps this is a bit long overdue. But Rey, all-timer. And I think this just leans in further to the fact that it's not confirmed, but all the rumors are suggesting that we're getting Rey Dominic at Mania.
It's cool. I quite like it. Full-timer. Going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Obviously, we've seen active competitors go in before. Edge, who made the comeback, but Kurt Angle as well, being inducted. A lot of fans are saying that they should not announce the match for WrestleMania and shoot an angle at the Hall of Fame where Rey finally accepts the challenge.
Oh, that would be juicy.
So I'm really conflicted on this because I do think the Hall of Fame is prestigious. I think it's a big important night where maybe, just maybe, wrestling storylines shouldn't play out. But It would be juicy, wouldn't it? There's something about that I think, actually, I don't know.
And there's something about Mania where it just feels like, you have to have some good matches on the card leading into it, which we've already got. We've already got confirmed. Does announcing a Ray match, like a Ray Dominic match, make it all the more juicy? Or I think it's something you can leave off till, say, Hall of Fame. Because Dominic's already going to be ringside, he says, for Rhea. So
this could be Ray's retirement match, right? If it goes on, like he's going into the Hall of Fame, it wouldn't surprise me if this is his last one. He retired JBL all those years ago at Mania. Dom is going to right the wrong and retire his old man. Well,
and then it's revealed his true dad,
JBL.
He comes in the cowboy hat.
I don't know how I feel about it. We can sit here and talk about Ray's accomplishments in wrestling. All we like with this Rey Mysterio. We don't need to do that. I just think there's something interesting that they can do there. And normally I'd be like, no, it's a Hall of Fame. Come on, just celebrate the wrestlers. But actually, there's something there this time. And I'm thinking, maybe.
I just think, but looking at where you can potentially go with it, I think, if Ray is to retire, I would very much like for Ray to have just all the time in the world to do what he wants and relax. But I feel like Ray's the type of performer where, we'd probably be likely to maybe see him pop up once or twice. So maybe we could have another go at it down the road. But at the same time, like, Dominic has come on leaps and bounds since debuting.
He's amazing.
And it's just one of those things where I think that having such a landmark thing to retire your own dad.
It's huge, isn't it? You're probably leaving money off the table by not announcing a Rey Mysterio retirement match ahead of time. I don't know. And just speaking on Dom there, I don't want to say I'd written him off, but I thought, okay, right, he's a good natural baby face. Yeah. He's good. He's helping out his old man. It's all good stuff. I think he's impressed everybody with his character work. I think he's been excellent value.
Prison
Dom is just condom.
Everything with Rhea, like, all the kind of hokey old school angles of turning up to Thanksgiving.
He's way better than any of us expected.
Yeah.
He really is. So props to Dom.
Well, moving over to AEW right now, there's been an update on a major star potentially debuting. Now, this comes from the Wrestling Observer yesterday, but it concerns El Hijo del Vikingo. Now, he apparently couldn't work the San Francisco ladder match as they'd hoped that he would, because he was booked for AAA touring dates in Chiapas. The feeling is apparently that Vikingo will probably appear in AEW at some point because he would have been on that show if he didn't have a prior booking. So it's basically just sort of about finding a date that AEW wants to use him ahead of time. And now Vikingo is still fairly young. He's like 25, 26, but he's the current AAA mega champion. He's a 2-time trios champ with the company. He's won the Antonio Pena Cup. He's an Impact World Cup of Wrestling winner along with the rest of his team, and he was number 8 on the 2022 PWI. He's certainly a star to watch out for in future, and I think if AEW have that working relationship with AAA, it seems to be kind of bubbling away nicely. It would be really cool to see Vikingo on sort of a slightly different stage with an audience that maybe doesn't really know him for his abilities. He's going to wow.
Yeah, I agree. I think like a lot of AEW fans will probably be familiar-ish with his work in the same way that I am. Like, I've seen the odd match here and there.
And you see GIFs all the time. Like, it's sort of...
The stuff that he can do is amazing. And he looks like a cross between Damian Priest and Jay White.
With just a little bit of Valhalla thrown in there.
Yeah,
just
maybe
a tiny
just a
little
touch.
bit.
I don't know what that means.
It's I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna
stick around.
It depends because he seems to be like a really big person in the world of AAA. So I think that it's maybe one where it'll be a working relationship situation.
Yeah.
But I think in future, like without a shadow of a doubt, every major company on earth's gonna want a piece of him. So I think it's only a matter of time until he bursts into that major American market. I think again, WWE are always on the lookout for new Hispanic stars. They'll surely be trying to go after somebody like Vikingo if he ever becomes a free agent.
Yep.
But I just feel like AEW is a nice landing spot here. And just going off this as well, if he was booked to work that initial match, it seems like AEW is very good at kind of going, sorry, we'll just make up that date here. And you kind of, there's never really anybody gets left by the wayside. So I'm looking forward to him popping up.
Maybe it'll be a little foot in the door and we'll see more of him in the future as well.
Foot in the forbidden door. But that's it for your first dose of lovely bumper weekend wrestling news. We will catch you in a little bit for some more news. But yeah, keep your eyes on the channel over the weekend. We've got loads of stuff going.
We got bloody loads of stuff. We got a couple of lists. We got a wrestling true crime documentary about Ludwig Borger, Tony Hallomer, which goes live tomorrow. And then starting Monday, 9 p.m, I'm going to be streaming WWE 2K23 every single night until I'm done with the career mode. And I'm buzzing about it. Every single night I'll be live, so do come and join me so I'm not lonely.
How do you get past the character creator? I'd just spend like 6 weeks doing that.
I realise that people are getting bored, or I try and cancel myself by making my cat on there.
This is why you're better at streaming than me. I'll catch you in a bit.